Welcome to the channel, Infinite Exploit, where we learn and have fun. Let's get started and Brody, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Love you guys.
So people often ask me, how do I get a home lab set up? What hypervisor should I use? When do I get the files? Well, for one, you can go to VirtualBox. This is a great hypervisor right here. And you can go to downloads. And depending on the operating system you have, you'll be able to download the appropriate executable. So Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Solaris, or you can get VMware. It's a different hypervisor. I have both, so I'll demonstrate both for you. So you can download Fusion or Workstation. I want to say Fusion is specific to Macs, whereas Workstation is Windows. So you'll go ahead and create an account on broadcom.com, and then you'll be able to download the executable. Now, speaking of ISOs, so if you want to get Kali Linux, you'll go to their website, download. Now, if you already want a ready-to-go virtual machine, you'll download this. I always like to download the ISO because I like to do the configuration myself, but just whichever works best for you. So once you click download, you'll be able to download it there. I already have it downloaded. What if you want Windows ISOs? You can go to, if you want Windows ISOs, you'll go to Windows Evaluation Center. And you can get Windows 11, Server 2025. You can even get older versions as well. So you'll go to Evaluate Now. You can go to download this ISO, and it'll allow you to download it, right? And then you'll be able to import it or create a new virtual machine. Now, usually your ready to go virtual machines are usually like a .obf or a .ova file ready to go and get imported. Since I'm doing ISO, I'll kind of walk you through what I do. I usually do just the default configurations, but it's up to your own preference. So let's go to VirtualBox, and I'll do new, and I'll do Kali VM, and I'll use this ISO right here, finish. I'm gonna go ahead and hit start. And like you see, I just did the basic configuration. I didn't change anything. You can change your amount of RAM, you can change your disk. You can change pretty much anything to your own preference, okay? And this will be similar to how I install my Windows ISO file as well. All right, so let's see here. Let's go show. I'm gonna do the graphical install. I'm going to do English, United States, English. Now, if you're in a different country or you speak a different language, feel free to tailor it to your own preference, okay? Yep, and this will take a minute, so I'll make sure to speed this up. Once it finishes, you'll be on the login screen here. I already put in my username and password. Now, Kali Linux is just a distribution of Linux, right? So you may hear the word distro, you may hear the word flavors. They're just all different types of Linux because Linux is really a kernel, right? But when it comes to the different flavors or versions, you have Debian, you have Red Hat, you have CentOS, you have um, it's so many I can't even think of all of them right now. You have Ubuntu, and these are different flavors of Linux, right? Linux is based off of Unix, but Linux is open source, whereas Unix is closed source. So when you log in, you'll be greeted with a screen like this. Now, these things you can click like home, documents. This is called the GUI, the graphical user interface. A lot of people like to work in the GUI, but we're just closing that out. We're going to go command line, okay? So we're going to click here, make it bigger for you guys. And we're going to go over a couple commands, right? I'm going to go over a couple commands. I want to make it simple. So we'll start with where are we? Or who are we? Let's do who are we. So we're going to do that with who am I? We're Infinite Exploit. Where are we? This is short for print working directory. Shows where we are. So we're in home, Infinite Exploit as the user, which we are. This is called absolute path, right? And if I were to do ls, I can see the other folders I can go to. Folders are typically in blue, right? If I want to see ls-l, you'll see a D here. That means a directory. And directory, folder, they're the same thing, okay? And how would I get into these folders? Well, I can do cd, which is change directory, and I can do desktop, for example, and I can hit tab to autocomplete. Now I'm in the desktop. So if I do pwd, my absolute path is home, the user, and desktop, okay? What if I want to go back? I can do change directory and do dot, and then we're back. And we can tell because we can do ls again, we can do pwd, and we can see where we're at. So we know change directory, we know print working directory, we know list, but let me show you some other things. So let's go to desktop. Let's list, let's do ls, that's la. We see some dots here. Now, in Linux and in Unix, you can put a dot before a file and it's going to be considered a hidden file. But if you're in a terminal, how can you create a file? How can you write to a file? Well, a couple of different ways. So first thing, let's clear screen. By clear, we can clear screen, right? And we can see our history of what we just typed as well. If you forget what you done typed, you can go history. So let's clear it again. And what if we want to type something to a file? So we can use echo. So echo, and I can type this is infinite, right? And I can redirect that output with a caret, right? With a caret or a caret basically, and I can put it in let's call it test.txt. And now let's do ls, and we see it there, right? And how will we read that on the screen? Well, we can do cat, short for concatenate, test.txt, and it reads the content of that file. Now, for those that really don't like to work in the command line, we still can open this up in an editor, right? So what editors do we have? Well, we can do mousepad, text.txt, and it opens in a GUI version of a text editor. Let's close it out. We can do nano, txt, right? So we'll do control X to close this one. We can do gedit, but we don't have gedit, but I can install it. And we can do vim, all right? So we have a couple different options as far as text. So let me go ahead and clear this ls so we see the text file there. What if we want to add more text to it? So I can do echo. I want to add another line, and I can do 2 carets, right? And that's appending text to this file. So if I do ls, see the file's still there, I can cat it out, and you see that second line is added underneath there, okay? All right. What if I want to make a hidden file? That's easy. The only thing you have to do, you can also type up to go to previous commands you don't ran. So I can do echo. Let's do 1 just to create a file. And I'm going to do, that's going to be a secret. I'm going to say, this is secret. All right, now if I do ls, I don't see it. But if I do ls, that's la, I see it right here, okay? And I still can cat that out as well. This is a secret. So those are some pretty basic concepts, right? But let's do this. What if we want to remove that file? I want to remove both. We can do rm to remove it. We can also remove the secret one, same thing. And now if we do ls and la, they're both gone. Now we can also make folders, and folders are called directories. So we'll do make mkdir, which is make directory. I'm gonna call it directory. All right, so if I do ls, you see it's blue, and I can change directory to that directory. I don't have anything in there as of yet. So I can go back. All right. And let's clear screen again. And we also can echo. Who am I? Echo is basically repeating back to you what you give it, right? Just like an echo would do. All right. So what if I wanted to? What if let's see, we're print working directory. We're here. What if I wanted to go straight to desktop from here? Well, not desktop. What if I wanted to go to the other directory from here? Now we can do the absolute path, which is desktop. Can tab over. Well, make it capital. Well, just make sure. Okay, so change directory. Desktop. Okay, I'm not sure why. Okay, we do desktop directory, and now we're there. Right. Clear screen again. And from here, instead of going change directory dot dot all the time to go back, I still can get to the other directories from here. I'll just go change directory, and I'll use a tilde, which is like a little wave, and I'm gonna go to music. Now I'm in music, right? Right? And I can still go back from there as well. So those are some quick tips here in Linux. Now, speaking of directory, let's go back to the one we just talked about. And we can also remove that directory, right? We can see it here. Where is it? Oh, we're in it. What if we wanted to remove it? All right, let's clear screen. We'll just remove dir. I can remove it like this. So now when I go ls and I go to desktop, it's no longer there. Right? Now, these are just a couple quick commands so that way you can get your feet wet in Linux. I'm going to show you some additional commands here shortly, okay?